Welcome to an example in which we're finding the sine of 23 pi over 12 exactly using a sum or difference formula. Okay, so sine of 23 pi over 12. Well, what I would do is pretty much plug in for pi. Pi, remember, is 180 degrees. So this will become the sine of 23 times 180 degrees over 12. Okay, so what's that? Well, you could use a calculator. There could be a question like this on the exam without a calculator. So I think these numbers are reasonable for you to do without a calculator. What do I mean? Well, divide by 6 here and divide by 6 there. What do we get? Sine of 23 times, so you know 18 divided by 6 is 3, so that must be 30. You tracking with me there? I just took 180 divided by 6, and you can do that because 18 divided by 6 is 3. Throw on the 0, and this is 2, like that. 12 divided by 6 is 2, and 180 divided by 6 must be 30, right? And then you can do 2 goes into 30 15 times, so we have 23 times 15. I just want to show you that by hand this isn't too terrible. 3 times 5 is 15, 10, 11, add a 0. 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 2 is 2, add them up, 345. So this is the sine of 345 degrees. So I did all that work to change this into the sine of 345 degrees. Now, how am I going to get an exact answer? If I use my calculator, that won't be an exact answer. They don't want not, you'd have to round it, not a rounded decimal. If you went to your calculator, you could do it right now, and hit the sine of 345, you'd get some decimal that goes forever. You'd have to round it, and then that's not exact. That's why they said exact. They don't just want you to do it on your calculator. We need to be able to do this without our calculator. How so? Well, we always do things without our calculator on the unit circle. If we go down to the unit circle, there's no 345 degree angle, right? That should be about right there, past 330 before 360, but it's not there. It's not on the unit circle. How are we going to do it then? How do we do the sine of 345? Well, they told us right here, using a sum or difference formula. So we should go down here to our sum and difference formulas for sine. Sine of two angles added is sine, cosine, cosine, sine. I'm just going to recopy that formula up here. So the sine of two angles added or subtracted is sine, cosine, cosine, sine, x, y, and the plus or minus in the middle. Okay, so that means if I can write the 345 somehow as two angles added or subtracted, then I can do it. What do you think? Can we do like 300 plus 45? Would that work? Do we know 300? Oh yeah, 300 is one of our angles, and of course 45 is. They're both on the unit circle, so that's great. Let's just do that. So let's just say, well, 345 is 300 plus 45. So the other side's going to be sine, cosine, cosine, sine. And the x is 300 and the y is 45. So the x is 300 in both its spots and the y is 45 in both its spots. And what sign's in the middle? Well, whatever you have here plus, it's going to be the same sign in the middle, isn't it? That's what the sine formula is telling you. When it says plus minus and plus minus there, it's telling you it's the same sign in the middle. The cosine formula puts the minus on the top and then the plus, telling you it's opposite. But sine, it's the same. So if we have plus in the middle here, it's going to be plus there also. So now we can do it. Now we're in business. Now we just need to go find the sine of 300 and the cosine of 300 on the unit circle. We can do that. 300 is cosine sine. So the cosine's a half. Sine's negative root 3 over 2. So this one is negative root 3 over 2. And the cosine is a half. And now we go get the cosine of 45 and the sine of 45. Unit circle. Cosine and sine, they're both root 2 over 2. And those are multiplied, and in the middle we have a plus sign. Why are they multiplied? There's no symbol in the middle between them, so that means times, right? This is times, this is times. Okay, how do we finish that up now? We multiply straight and straight. So minus root 6 over 4, right? Root 3 times root 2 is root 6, plus multiply straight and straight, root 2 over 4. So there it is. Negative root 6 plus 2 all over 4. Make sure you put that negative up there with the root 6. You can't put it, you might think it's the same to put it down here, but it's not. If it's down there in the middle, then it applies to the whole fraction, not just the root 6. It would go up top and make both of them negative. That's not what we want. So make sure you're clear. The negative is just on the root 6. So that is the exact answer for sine of 23 pi over 12 without using our calculator by first plugging in 180 for pi, then right here pi is 180, and then did a little math, found out that was a 345-degree angle, broke that into two angles added, 345, and then we used the sum of two angles formula for cosine, or for sine, I'm sorry, and we're able to get an exact answer.